Hello students, welcome to part 11 of tablets. In this video we are going to study about evaluation of tablets. So in evaluation of tablets, evaluation can be categorized into two different types. The first one is non-official quality control test for tablet, also known as unofficial standards, and official quality control test of tablets, also known as official standards. So basically, non-official quality control tests for tablets include general appearance, which include size and shape, unique identification mark, and organoleptic properties, whereas it also includes hardness and friability. And official standards or official quality control tests for tablets include width uniformity, or we also call it as width variation test, content uniformity, then disintegration test, and dissolution test. So these are different tests that are performed for tablets. Now let us see one by one in detail. The first one, general appearance test. So in general appearance test, in general appearance, we can say that identity and general allegiance is essential for consumers' acceptance, for control of lot to lot uniformity and tablet to tablet uniformity. The control of general appearance involves the measurement of size, shape, color, presence or absence of odor, taste, etc. Then talking about size and shape, it can be dimensionally described and controlled. The thickness of tablet is only variable. Tablet thickness can be measured by micrometer. You can see the micrometer that I have depicted over here. So this micrometer or even some other device can be used to measure thickness of tablet. Tablet thickness should be controlled and should lie within plus minus 5% variation to the standard value. Then coming to next one, that is unique identification of marking. So this marking utilizes some form of embossing, engraving or printing. This marking includes company's name or symbol, product code, product name, etc. Then coming to organoleptic properties, so color distribution must be uniform with no mottling. For visual color comparison, or uh, one may compare color of sample against standard color. So this is all about general appearance. Coming to next one, that is hardness. So here you can see different equipments that are used for the purpose of determination of hardness. From the most left, you can find the Strong Cobb hardness tester, followed by Pfizer's tester. Then the next one is Airvika hardness tester, and the last one, that is Monsanto's hardness tester. So these are the different testers that can be used to determine hardness of the tablet. Basically, this test is performed to ensure that the product is firm enough to withstand handling without breaking or crumbling, and yet not too hard that disintegration time is unduly prolonged. After tester applied a load on edge of the tablet, load is generally increased until the tablet fractures. The value of the load at the point giving a measure of hardness of the tablet. Then generally the tablet is held between a fixed and the moving jaw, and the force is applied to the edge of the tablet. It is gradually increased by either turning of the screw, as that in the Monsanto's hardness tester, or by applying of the pressure, as like that in Pfizer's tester, and then the point at which the tablet break is noted down. Ideally, 4 kg is considered to be minimum for satisfactory tablet. However, hardness for a compressed tablet should lie between 5 to 8 kgs. Then the next one is friability. It is a second type of test which essentially measures surface hardness. It generally refers to loss in weight of tablet in the container due to removal of fine particles from their surface. Then Roche's friabilitor is the equipment which is used at a laboratory scale in order to measure friability. It consists of a circular plastic chamber that revolves at 25 rpm, dropping the tablet through a distance of 6 inches in the friabilitor, which is then operate for 100 revolutions. the tablet are reweighed. Then further, compressed tablets that loss less than 0.5 to 1% of the tablet weight are considered to be acceptable. So these were the different unofficial or non-official equipments which were used in order to study the evaluation of tablets. However, this friability is official as per USP, but it is unofficial according to IP and BP. Now moving to the various official tests as per IP. Okay, the first one is weight uniformity. Weight uniformity or weight variation test is generally performed for uncoated tablets. Here, 20 tablets are weighed individually and the arithmetic mean weight is calculated. Then, not more than 2 tablet weight should deviate from the average weight by more than percent deviation given in the tables. So, according to USP, average weight, that is any of the tablet having 130 mg or less, can be deviating by 10%, that is plus minus 10% deviation is permitted. Then more than those tablets which are more than 130 mg but up to 324 mg, they should lie in between or they should show the deviation maximum plus minus 7.5%, and those tablets which are of a size more than 324 mg, the deviation permitted range is plus minus 5%. Then whereas as per IP and BP, average weight of the tablet, if it is 80 mg or less, the percent deviation permitted is plus minus 10%, whereas if it is 80 mg to 250 mg, at that time deviation permitted is 7.5%, and if it has or if the tablet size is more than 250 mg, at that time the deviation permitted is only 5%. So for IP and BP the standards are same, whereas for USP the standards are comparatively different. The next important test is content uniformity. So for content uniformity, randomly 30 tablets are selected. 10 of these are assayed individually. The tablet passes the test if 9 of the 10 tablet must contain not less than 85% and not more than 115% of the labeled drug content, and the 10 tablet may not contain less than 75% or more than 125% of labeled content. If these conditions are not met, remaining 20 tablets are assayed individually and may fall outside of the 85 to 115% range. So the entire process what I just said, that was as per USP. I'll revise once. Initially 30 tablet, out of 30, 10 are assayed individually. Out of 10, not less than 9 should lie within range of 115%, and 85%, that is plus minus 15% deviation is permitted, and the 10 tablet for that which can consider 25% deviation, that is it should lie within the range of 75 and 125. However, if these conditions are not met, at that time remaining 20 tablets are weighed individually, and whatever out of 20 tablets, none should fall outside the range of 85 to 115%, that is plus minus 15% deviation. Then whereas as per BP and IP, 20 tablets are assayed individually and the limit as per BP is 90 to 110%, that is plus minus 10% deviation can be only permitted as per BP, whereas as per USP plus minus 15% deviation is permitted. Then talking about the next one, that is the disintegration test. The disintegration test is performed to find out within how much time limit the tablet is going to get disintegrated. Availability of the drug depends on solubility. The important step towards solution is breaking down of tablet into the finer particles, that is nothing but disintegration. According to USP apparatus, what you can see over here, the apparatus consists of basket racks holding 6 plastics or glass tubes open at the top and bottom. The bottom of the tube is covered with 10 mesh screen. The basket rack is immersed in a 1 liter bath of water, then simulated gastric fluid or simulated intestinal fluid at 37 plus minus 2 degrees Celsius. The tablets are placed in each of 6 cylinder along with plastic disc over the tablet unless otherwise specified in the monograph. The basket moves up and down at the rate of 29 to 32 per minute such that tablet remains 2.5 centimeter below the surface of the liquid on their upward movement and decants not closer than 2.5 centimeter from the bottom of the beaker. The end point of the rest is indicated when tablet have passed through the screen. For oral uncoated tablets, the fluid that is used is water at 37 plus minus 2 degrees Celsius, and the standard is 15 minutes or specified, that is our tablet should get disintegrated within 15 minutes. Whereas for coated tablets, that is for sugar coated as well as for film coated, what is done, we are supposed to remove, we need to provide a pre-treatment, that is we should remove the soluble external coating by immersing them into water for 5 minutes, and then water at 37 plus minus 2 degrees Celsius can be used as a fluid, and standard for for sugar coated tablet is 60 minutes, whereas for film coated tablet is 30 minutes, that is they should get disintegrated within this specified time. Then for enteric coated, again for enteric coated tablet, we need to give a pre-treatment, that is we should remove the soluble external coating by immersing them into water for 5 minutes, and then 0.1 normal HCl is used as the fluid at 37 plus minus 2 degrees Celsius without guided disc for 2 hours. However, no disintegration should occur. Then the same tablet is immersed after that into a phosphate buffer of pH 6.8 at plus minus 2 degrees Celsius, and here it should get disintegrated within 60 minutes. That is, the total time taken for enteric coated tablet for disintegration should be 2 hours in acidic pH and 1 hour in phosphate buffer, that is total 3 hours. Then for soluble, dispersible and effervescent tablet, water is used and it should get disintegrated within 3 minutes. Note that this test is not performed or is does not applicable to that of chewable lozenges. Then the next one, that is dissolution test. Dissolution, it is the time required to for a given percent of drug to go into solution. Here, as per IP, there are two different types of dissolution apparatus. The first one is that is IP. You can remember this, first P, that is paddle, and then comes the basket. In paddle type of apparatus, the dosage is allowed to sink at the bottom of the flask before stirring. For dissolution test, USP specifies the dissolution test medium and volume. Type of apparatus to be used, RPM of the shaft, time limit for the test and assay procedure. Then the test tolerance is expressed as a percent of the labeled amount of drug dissolved in the time limit. Then the next one, that is paddle type. For paddle type, a single tablet is placed in a small wire mesh basket attached to the bottom of the shaft connected to the variable speed motor. The basket is immersed in a dissolution medium as specified in the monograph containing in a 1000 ml flask. The flask is cylindrical with a hemispherical bottom. The flask is maintained at 37 plus minus 0.5 degrees Celsius by a constant temperature bath. The motor is adjusted to turn the specified speed, and the sample of the fluid are withdrawn at the interval determined the amount of drug in solution. So these are the different techniques how we can perform the official test for tablet. So I hope I have cleared your evaluation of tablets. Thank you very much.